here's an inconvenient truth to your ego and the little boy inside that's afraid of losing, feminine approval. But the harsh truth that you need to hear about masculine leadership. And the conflict avoidant part of you is going to hate this, but it is important. And I'm gonna tell you by telling you a story. My mentor, right? Well, one of my mentors, whom I love more than life itself. His wife said something to me that was one of the most profound reflections from the feminine with respect to leadership and actually following a man's lead in his direction, and his leadership, right? She said he has demonstrated time and time again that he is always looking out for what is in my highest good, what is in our highest good. Now let's look at that for a second. The implications of that are what? The implications are that, her husband, my mentor, is dialed in and fixated on what is in the highest interest and the best interest for both of us, right? Is the silent treatment after an argument in our highest good? Is gaining a bunch of weight, right? Is that and not having as much energy and being able to play with the kids as much as we want to, is that in our highest good? No? Working out is in our highest good? Okay, cool. Well, then guess what? I got you a little 20-pound vest. I got myself a 40-pound vest. Let's go. We are going to start going on walks. I don't want to go on a walk. I'm tired. I understand. I hear what you're saying. Thank you so much for sharing that, right? And we still are going to go on a walk, right? Why? And here's the thing, because she can fight back. She can be like, you're not my dad. You're not going to control me. You don't tell me what to do. Screw you, right? Boom, back up, right? And his ability to stand there like a mountain with his heart open and simply go, I hear it. I'm with you. You are so valid in your experience and in your feelings, right? And this is in our highest good. Do you trust me? Yes or no? Right? And leveraging that trust over and over and over again. Because here's the thing, your leadership may not feel convenient to her. She may not even like it sometimes. Your ability to discern, okay, she may not like it, but I know that this is what is best for us. Being healthy, cool, great. Going to therapy, cool. Reading parenting books, right, on how to become better parents, cool. Reading books on intimacy and learning how to communicate in a way that inspires devotion with each other, cool, good. If I know that that is in the highest good for my wife's growth, for her health, her wealth, her safety, her benefit, and mine, if I know that that is what is in our collective good, I'm going to what? I'm going to fight for that. I'm going to put my foot down and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to continue to invite you on a walk. I'm going to continue to say, all right, I'm going to continue to go on this walk. I'm going to continue to apply pressure. Guess what? You can challenge your wife to grow. That does not mean you force her to grow. That does not mean you force her to change. We don't operate in force. Masculine leadership is not about force. It is about powerful invitation. It is about integrity, right? Being in so much alignment that you can't help but create a magnetic gravitational pull, and where she will feel safe enough. You're so consistent. You are so on the ball. You know, you meet her needs, you meet yours, you ask for what you want. You're clear on where you're going. You're clear on the vision. You, okay, are so certain of what is best for all because you have studied her ad nauseum. You have studied the kids. You've studied yourself. You go to church. You go to synagogue, whatever. You spend time in nature. You focus on your internal world, your spiritual world. You focus on cultivating a deeper sense of intuition. You listen to your inner wisdom, right? This is why one of the most important things that you can do if you want to be the head of the household is what? It is to look up. It is to heal your relationship with your higher power and ensure that you are walking footstep, right? In step with your higher power, with your higher self. So, and here's the thing, you already know too. You already know what is best because you know what's best for you, right? You study this woman, you've heard her out, you know what it is that she needs, okay? And it's a opportunity to trust yourself, and you're willing to get it wrong. You're wrong, right? But again, this is just an experiment. You are growing together, and that's going to involve failure. That's going to involve getting it wrong. But ultimately, and I don't want to confuse you, I want to be clear here, is that in your heart of hearts, you already know some of these things that you know are best, right? When it comes to your intimacy, when it comes to your dynamic, when it comes to your communication style, when it comes to how you face conflict and how you create agreements in the relationship, right? How you meet each other's needs, you know that stuff is pivotal. And so it's a matter of having difficult conversation and right, taking a stand for what is best. And there may be pushback, but again, that your willingness to be ruthlessly, unconditionally loving and consistent, okay, will do one of two things, because you are in alignment with who you really are, and you are inviting. I'll give you an example, right? So let's say, her reason for not wanting to be intimate, right, is because, she was assaulted or abused in the past. Okay. Perfectly valid. Very good. Okay. And I don't mean good. You know what I mean? Valid. Something horrible happened to you in the past. And now that we are going to get intimate, right? For some reason, some trigger, something was activated and you were reminded of a time when you were abused, right, by a man in the past. And so now, no, don't touch me, right? I need to be left alone, and I need space, and I need you to honor that, and I need you to, it's a boundary for me, and I just need you to honor it, right? Okay, cool, got it. So in your heart of hearts, is that the best way forward? For her to simply clam up. Everything is fine all the other times throughout the day, like everything is good. You guys laugh, you flirt, you play, right? But when it comes to sex, nope. No. Remember something awful happened to me, and you need to just honor, right? You need to just honor that. So you're put into a corner. She's leading the situation, right? Her wounds are in charge of where you go. What do you do? What do you do? Hey babe, I want you to be free from this pain. Whether we have sex or not ever again is irrelevant, right? But what matters too, that's actually not even irrelevant, but like that's a secondary thing. What matters is that you are not held hostage by the pain that is in your nervous system and in your memory. So I got us an appointment with this trauma therapist that specializes in, survivors of assault, for example. No, I can't go there. No, we can't do it. No, right? Okay, so what's next? What do you do? hey, I got this book that we can go through, right? That was written by a survivor who specializes in helping women, right? Like take radical responsibility for the pain that is in their nervous system and in their heart and liberate themselves from that. No, I don't want to read that. Okay. I don't want to read that. And I don't understand why you can't just accept, no, all you want is sex. All you want to do, right? Again, her pain, her fear, okay? Her dysregulated nervous system is leading your marriage. So what do we do? Well, we keep inviting. I got this book. I'm going to send you an article. I'm going to invite you to talk about it. I'm going to hold space while you do. I'm going to, ask this week, right? If you're ready to go see somebody. And I'm going to ask the next week, and I'm going to ask the next week. I'm not going to stop because I know that holding on to this pain is not in your highest good. And then what happens eventually? We'll have an impasse. We'll have, okay, what is really going on here, right? Why don't you want to heal from this? And then maybe she opens up and she tells you what she's really genuinely concerned about, what she's actually afraid of, right? But the leadership here is, obviously being solution oriented. You know that she doesn't want to live in a prison of her pain, a prison of her memories. This is all, again, hypothetical, right? And it's consent the entire time, all the way, 100%. And you will not be passive. This is important. You will not be passive. If she's like, no, okay, this is just the way that it is, and I need you to just accept that, right? You can say no. No, I don't accept that, right? And if what you want, for example, at some point after suggesting, time and time again, over and over, that you want to help her, you want to see somebody, you want to read a book, you want to go through a process, go through a healing retreat, whatever, right? You present solution after solution after solution, and she's just resistant, and it's no. At some point, right? Then what? Then we get to make a decision. If you want to hold on to this, that is completely okay. I can love you forever, but that doesn't mean that we need to be together. That is one form of masculine leadership with respect to someone who is resistant, right, to change, who is stuck in their fear, who's stuck in their pain, and they don't see a way out. But you do. That is an example of what it means to advocate for her highest good, and be willing to put your foot down, and be willing to discern, okay, I know in my heart, right, what is best for everybody, because I'm so devoted to this family, and I know where we're headed, and I know what feels true, what feels healthy. And I'm going to take action and head in that direction. It may be inconvenient. It may rock the boat. It may ruffle the feathers, and it may even seem or feel like you're being an asshole. But the truth of the matter is, if you are coming from love, and if you are truly advocating for her highest good and your highest good, and you're willing to get it wrong, you are absolutely willing to get it wrong, but if you are doing those things, then you are well within your rights to put your foot down, to be an advocate, to take a stand for healing, for growth, for movement, for momentum, right? For evolution. That is why your leadership is so important. It's that it may not feel good, and she may not like it, okay? And she may vehemently disapprove. but that doesn't mean that it's the wrong thing. At the end of the day, I just want you to remember this one thing, all right, is that a woman's nervous system will sometimes resist the very leadership that would bring her peace. Your job is not to control or overpower her, but it is to remain so grounded in your clarity, steadfast and gentle in your approach, that you provide the safety for her to entertain the possibility of change. Her resistance is not a sign that your leadership is not working. Sometimes it is a sign that your leadership matters and is needed more than ever.